Hopefully it plays. And just request that you just turn up your volume a little bit, and let's hit it.
Remember good old VHS tapes? They had their run in the 90s, but they're certainly not making a comeback. So if you're still holding on to a box full in your basement, it's time to put the VHS tapes to rest once and for all, and put those memories into a digital drawer. Costco, Walgreens, or Walmart offer the service, or you can mail it into an online service. But you'll have to spend around $15 a tape depending on where you go, and they may not always give them back in the most user-friendly formats. Oh yeah, and sensitive material may be off limits. So if you're more comfortable doing it yourself, here's what you need. There's no way of playing these anywhere, so you're going to have to get that old VHS player out of storage too, or order a used one off eBay or Amazon. You'll also need one of these converters. There's a ton of options out there for Mac or PC users at different price ranges. I'll be using this one I bought on Amazon for about $40. Next, you'll need a Mac or PC with a DVD player to install the software. So if it's a newer device, you'll also need one of these. Or check to see if you can download the software online. If it's an older computer and you have a big pile of VHS tapes to get through, I'd also recommend an external hard drive to store all the footage on. Start by plugging everything in and make sure to match the colors on the VHS output. Then insert the CD and download all the necessary software. In my case, the drive and the editing software for later. Now dust off that old VHS tape and put it in the player. And I'm talking about the whole movies, not the copy of Braveheart you never returned to Blockbuster. Before you hit play though, open the software that came with the converter and make sure you adjust your capture settings to a format that's easy to store and edit. MPEG, MOV, or MP4 work great if you have the option. Now make sure you're queued up to the part you actually want to save, because chances are not all of your tape is worth saving. Finally, you can start recording on the computer and press play on the VHS player. Now let it roll for as long as you want the clip to be. Once you're done, you should have a file waiting for you in the folder you selected. You can end here or put it on a USB or hard drive to collect that somewhere else, or upload to a cloud-based storage service. Depending on the number of videos and the weight of the file, I would recommend Google Drive, iCloud for Apple users, or Dropbox if you don't have a Google or Apple account. Or if you're really adventurous, you could edit a sweet home movie with all your footage and even add some throwback transitions just for fun. The analog converter comes with its own editing tool, but there are plenty of free programs out there like iMovie for Macs or Movie Maker for Windows. And if you're ready to go public with your Popstar Pass, you can even upload to Vimeo or YouTube.
Okay, so I just wanted to give you an idea of what we're going to be talking about here today. How I got into this is during the early signs of COVID. I thought, you know what, I've got a few extra minutes here. Why don't I take all our videos and pictures and everything and convert them so I don't have to lug them around? Because basically we had about 23 totes of videos and scrapbooks and all sorts of things. And I said, I can't do this any longer. I'm physically at the point in my life I can't not move these things anymore, and I'm done with it. And nobody's looking at this stuff, so why not do something with it? And probably like you as well, we're that generation that's caught between we had our parents' stuff, which is some of it was on reels, some of it was on slides, and we didn't know what to do with it. And then our kids come along and they don't really care about what we do with it. And they've got their phones and tablets, so they're happy because everything's digitized, and we're stuck with in between. We want to see this stuff. We think we need to preserve history and we need to give it to our kids. Well, this is what happened to me. So I decided I'm going to go out and research on what is the best way for me to digitize this information. And so this is what I've come up with. And so I don't know if Pat or Maggie or anybody else has researched this or have tried this before and it just didn't work out. Be interesting to get a little feedback from you. You may need to unmute yourself or use chat if you'd like. Oh, you're on mute. Oh, there you go.
I'm sorry. I've digitized old home movies, but I took it to someplace to do that for me. And I've
Got it.
digitized pictures by using a scanner, a photographic scanner to do this. But I have all sorts of tapes and other things that I want to digitize and get rid of the tapes. I'm running out of space.
Yeah, there you
And
go. I'm with you. I hear you.
I saw this class before, but I forgot everything that I saw. So
That's
I
all right.
rejoined. I'm going to have to leave early just to let you know, but I need whatever information you have. So thank
Okay,
you.
sure. Pat, have you tried this before?
No, but I've got a bunch of old 8mm reels that I was hoping to transfer.
Okay, all right, let's charge on. So I needed some equipment. I had those little micro tapes that Sony used to make, and I didn't have the machine any longer, so I ended up going on eBay and finding a machine that would work, and they sent it to me. It was actually quite large, and I got it. It worked. I hooked it up. I was amazed because some of these tapes that I had taken, I had never seen before of our kids. And then we had all these VHS tapes. So I didn't have a machine, which you can actually ask your neighbors, friends, family. You might even have the machine stuffed in a cabinet with a lot of dust on it somewhere in your house. If you can't find it anywhere else, just go to a Goodwill or a thrift store. They usually sell them for $5 or $8, and you can probably get those machines there. So my goal was, once I got it all, I was going to use it and then ask some neighbors and some friends if they needed to convert their tapes. And then once they were done, I was going to sell the machines back or just get rid of them. And that's what I ended up doing. So I went out and researched. I was about ready to send my tapes to an organization that I would mail them to. They would convert them into a DVD. I'd get it back. And I looked at it and said, wow, that's really expensive. And I didn't want it on a DVD. That wasn't the format because DVDs are going away. So I thought, well, I'm going to try it myself. So this is what I've come up with. So the first thing you need is, if you have VHS, you need a machine or a DVD player or a machine that does both, there's a lot of those out there. And again, you might have one, your family or friends or Goodwill. And this is the back of the unit. Really, the most difficult thing you'll have to do in this whole process is to line up the white, red, and yellow cables. That is the hardest thing to do. And that's all you got to do. And if you don't have those cables lying around your house or stuffed in a junk drawer, you can probably get it from friends and family. Goodwill has them sitting in bags all over the place. So they're happy to get rid of those. So one thing that a friend of mine had given me years ago was one of those converter boxes that would do everything. It was like a Swiss Army knife with all this technology. And when I looked at the instructions, I said, I don't understand this. And I knew it was a cheap little device, and it didn't work really well. So I did some research and I came up with this particular device. And I'll send this in the link after class, but the device I came up with is, I got it from Amazon. It's called Elgato, ELGATO. I'll send you the link after class. And that is the converter. That is the device. You need something in between your analog, whether it's reels or it's videos, to convert it into